Welcome to another video. I am Gabriel Carrera, an attorney here in South Florida, and I advertise as the attorney that rides. I want to thank you all for coming. If this is your first time here, I welcome you. And I have not done one of these driving sessions where it's like a podcast, whatever I talk about, whatever comes to mind. And this channel is about basically motorcycle trips that I do. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I love riding motorcycles, long distance enduring rides, the Hoka Motorcycle Challenge, the Iron Butt Association challenges that they do, the different runs. Now I'm getting ready next week to go from Jacksonville to San Diego in 50 hours or less. And my claim to fame is in 2015, I set a world's record. I went all the way down to the bottom of South America, the Key West of South America, 750 miles from Antarctica, the South Pole, a place called Ushuaia. And from there I went all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, which is on the Arctic Ocean, up the Ice Truckers Road. And there they pull the oil out of the ocean and shoot it down the famous Alaskan pipeline. And I did that. And then I got bored and I did it again in 2019 on a road glide. Today I'm here posting because I'm a little bit upset because Governor DeSantis here in the state of Florida passed what's called tort reform. Because the attorneys are making too much money and insurance prices are too high. Well, insurance prices have always been too high. And they passed tort reform, basically limiting the rights of the American Floridian biker to accommodate the insurance companies for what reasons that I believe that he wanted to run for president. He wanted some of that PAC money, but he failed and he had to drop out. But we are here in an insurance crisis in the state of Florida, and all this tort reform was supposed to lower our fees, and what we're seeing is our fees going up and up. And they've tried this before with healthcare costs. Oh, we need to protect the doctors, there's too many lawsuits. Well, what happened after that? Medical prices went up. The prices of medical care, health insurance, all that went up, and we were told, oh, it's going to go down because of the mean, evil attorneys. That's what they told us. That's exactly what they told us under Bush. I was here. I remember. And they did it with property. After the big Hurricane Ian hit Fort Myers, those people are getting paid pennies on the dollar. And who makes out? The insurance companies. Why? Because they have the big purse where they buy these state representatives and these Florida state senators, and they give them big money for re-election if you just vote our way, and this is why, and they've got their lobbyists and they do what they do. And what happens is they don't represent us, they represent the power. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not alert, not up to date on what's happening politically. Oh, politics, poo-poo politics. But then when they get screwed over, they're like, who did this? I'm like, dude, you should have been awake, because this is what's going on. And for example, before, a biker went down and that biker had 4 years to file a lawsuit. Now it's only 2 years. And what's happening now is that the courts are being bottlenecked. Cases that could have been settled, cases where bikers are still treating because they're so messed up. They have 2-3 operations because of the negligence, the ignorance, the stupidity of some cager not obeying the law. Now they're forced to file while they're still treating, while they're, and the judges are so overwhelmed, they're streamlining cases. And in fact, I was getting emails and updates from the Broward County Courthouse stating, hey, we're doing court, there's not going to be any extension, and if your witnesses or your expert witnesses are not available, we don't care, we're going through. Who does that help? The insurance companies. You pay every month. When it comes time to pay, they don't. I've got a girl right now, she's an insurance adjuster just yesterday, she's denying the claim that they would have paid all day long prior to March 2023. Why? Because they got what they want, they feel emboldened, and now they're just crapping all over us. $10,000 policy. My guy was rear-ended. He's got something like $30,000 in medical bills, and they like, oh, the doctors, they just inflate. They pay too much. They just, we get to reduce the bills by 200% like Medicaid. I'm like, Medicaid? What are you talking about? That's the law. I said, go get the law. Go get the law. She put me on hold, came back. I can't give it to you right now. We're too busy. And my boss says for you to Google it. You're an attorney. And I did. It's PIP, how they pay out. It has nothing to do with a private insurance company paying out on a bodily injury claim. Crazy. They're just pulling stuff out of their elbows not to pay. Now you're saying, this is boring. Let's go to the bar. Let's drink. Until you fall down. And then you're like, hey, why did somebody do something? Well, you didn't do nothing before when I was crying out what was going on in the Senate, what was going on in the House of Representatives in Tallahassee. And it's time for bikers to wake up and realize that these cats that are up there, that they don't have our interest. They're supposed to protect the Florida citizens, and they are not. They're protecting the insurance companies. They're getting their fat pack checks so that they could apply that for their campaigns to be reelected, and they know that they need money to be reelected. And right now the insurance company is going hog wild. There's going to be a period of abuse right after new laws are passed, and they're going to test the limits of the laws until certain cases, and hopefully with good fact patterns, because bad fact patterns make bad case law for the Florida citizens. But we're hoping some cases to go up to the Court of Appeals and the Florida Supreme Court and straighten some of this stuff out, because people are getting screwed left and right. People are left handicapped with impairments of 50, 60, 80, 100%. People are being disabled, and the insurance companies are paying pennies on the dollars, running away with high profits. Now, many of you know I'm not a socialist. I'm a capitalist. I believe in the free market, but there has to be protections for those that are on two wheels. And right now, sadly, I'm taking cases to court that I would never take to court. And they're making me file. And one of the things that the politicians, Ron DeSantis and Tallahassee, told us, oh, this is going to cut down on litigation because we have too many attorneys putting in frivolous cases. Well, now we're having to put in cases on $10,000, and what happened? That raises the attorney's fees. You've got to pay costs, and at the end, many attorneys are going to arrive at the decision it's not worth it, and they throw the fish back in the sea. They tell the client, nothing I can do. You still have a case. You got to find somebody else. I'm not going to put my hand in my pocket. I'm not going to pay the $500 filing fee, get them served, and whatever that I need to do to get the case going. Plus, you have to pay the doctors to come in if they're being interviewed under deposition by the insurance company's lawyers. And the bad thing is, you can't even go to the jury and say, this guy's got $1 million insurance company, he don't want to pay. He's got $1 million policy, because it's against the law. But that is another thing. But I'm arriving at my new office. I don't know if you guys know, I got flooded out last April, and now this April. And this April, I got my Florida bar card. 17 years practicing law. 17 years. I'm here at Trivium Circle, right across the street from the Broward Police Association. Actually, next to where they have the bike night, over here by the hotel. I-95 and State Road 84. So if you're needing an attorney, give me a holler. If not, if this interests you, or you want to rail against me and talk poo-poo against attorneys, go right ahead. I don't care. Don't bother me none. What do they say? No matter what they write about me, as long as they spell my name right. But anyways, God bless. My name is Attorney Gabriel Carrera. I practice law here in Fort Lauderdale. And this has been an Attorney That Rides rant about insurance companies going crazy. Just fucking crazy. It's wackadoodle. Anyways, I'm just an American citizen, a Florida citizen, that's upset with the way the insurance laws have been restructured, and there is no relief in sight. And property and auto and motorcycle and all types of insurance in Florida just keeps to get higher, no matter how much the benefits are cut. It just seems that we need somebody to stand up for the little guy instead of the big dollar.